My beloved sisters, every day is a gift, an opportunity to draw closer to your Creator, to bring goodness to your home, and to build strength within your heart. A woman's daily habits have the power to transform not only her own life, but the lives of those around her. Today, let's reflect on 10 daily habits that every woman should strive to master, not because society expects it, but because it brings you inner peace, dignity, and true success in this world and the next. Begin your day with remembrance of your Creator. Before reaching for your phone, before worrying about the chores of the day, take a moment to express gratitude. A simple prayer, a word of thanks will set the tone for a day filled with blessings. Prioritize your 5 daily prayers. No matter how busy the day gets, never compromise on your connection with the one who gave you this life. The peace you seek is found on the prayer mat. Your prayers are not just rituals, they are your lifeline. Speak good or remain silent. Every word you say carries weight. A kind word can heal a heart, and a harsh word can break one. Train yourself daily to think before you speak. Let your tongue be used to spread peace, wisdom, and love. Guard your modesty in dress and character. True beauty is in your modesty, your humility, your integrity. A woman who carries herself with dignity commands respect without needing to demand it. Manage your time wisely. Plan your day. From taking care of your home, your family, your work, and yourself, balance is key. Avoid wasting precious moments on things that do not benefit you in this world or the hereafter. Be a source of goodness to your family and community. Whether it is helping a neighbor, supporting a friend, or simply smiling at someone who is down, make it your habit to spread goodness wherever you go. The reward is immense. Purify your heart daily. Remove jealousy, hatred, and grudges from your heart. Forgive others not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Reflect on your actions at the end of the day. Take a few moments before sleeping to think, what did I do today that pleased my Creator? What can I do better tomorrow? This habit will help you grow. Feed your mind and soul. Read beneficial books, listen to uplifting lectures, and surround yourself with those who remind you of what truly matters. What you feed your mind will shape your character. Make dua, supplication sincerely. Ask your Creator for strength, guidance, and protection every single day. No matter how small your problem or how big your dream, turn to Him. Remember, my sisters, these habits are not just tasks to check off a list. They are a way of life that brings contentment, honor, and success. You are valuable not for what the world sees, but for the goodness that resides within your heart. Master these habits, and you master a life of purpose and peace. Each day we live is a precious gift, an opportunity granted by the one who created us. When a woman begins her day with the remembrance of her Creator, she aligns her heart with peace, gratitude, and purpose. The moment your eyes open after sleep, you have been given a new chance. A new set of hours that could be filled with goodness, kindness, and meaningful actions. Instead of rushing towards the world's demands, take a moment, even if it is brief, to pause and connect with the one who controls everything. A simple whisper of thanks, a silent prayer from the depths of your heart, or even just acknowledging that you are alive because of His mercy. This is the first blessing of the day. Starting the day with such remembrance softens the heart. It brings calmness before the chaos of daily life begins. The duties of a woman, whether she is a mother, daughter, sister, or wife, are many. The expectations placed upon her are heavy at times. But when she centers herself by remembering her Creator, she draws strength from a source that never fades. Her worries seem lighter, her challenges become easier to face, and her decisions become clearer. The heart that remembers is a heart that finds peace, no matter how loud the world becomes. Even in the busiest moments, preparing for work, tending to children, managing the home. A heart that starts the day with remembrance carries within it a light that guides every step. And as the day progresses, no matter what happens, no matter what trials come your way, that initial remembrance continues to protect you. It shields you from despair, from anger, from impatience. It reminds you to be kind when tested, to be patient when wronged, and to be thankful even in hardship. It helps you see blessings where others see burdens. It is easy in today's world to forget, to get caught up in routine, in screens, in endless lists of tasks. But a woman who pauses at the start of her day, who turns her heart upward in gratitude and humility, stands out. She stands out not because the world sees her, but because her soul is at peace. And when the day draws to a close, as the sun sets and the house becomes quiet, it is equally important to end the day in remembrance. Reflect for a moment on all that has passed, the words you have spoken, the deeds you have done, the moments where you could have done better. Bring them to mind not to fall into regret, but to seek forgiveness and improvement. A heart that remembers at night sleeps lighter. The burdens of the day are lifted when you lay them before your Creator. The fears, the sorrows, the hopes for tomorrow, all can be whispered in the dark of night, and they will be heard. This daily habit of remembrance at day's end cleanses the heart. It humbles you and prepares you for a better tomorrow. The woman who makes remembrance part of her mornings and nights transforms her life. Here she begins to see that success is not in material wealth, not in the approval of others, not in outward achievements. True success is in having a heart that beats with gratitude, with trust, with reliance upon the one who created it. Such a woman finds that even when the world turns its back on her, she has a friend, a protector, a guide that never abandons her. Her mornings become filled with hope, her nights with peace. She understands that no day is wasted when it begins and ends with the remembrance of her Creator. In this simple yet powerful habit lies the secret to a life of true contentment and strength. Prayer is not just a duty or a routine, it is the lifeline of the soul. It is through prayer that a woman finds true peace, strength, and clarity. In the midst of life's demands, with its endless responsibilities and challenges, there is nothing more powerful, more healing, than standing before the one who created you, humbling yourself in prayer. When you prioritize your prayer above everything else, you are declaring that nothing and no one is more important than your connection to your Creator. This connection is what keeps the heart alive. It is what fills the emptiness that no worldly possession or relationship can ever fill. In the rush of daily life, it becomes easy to delay or even neglect this sacred time. There is always something urgent, a task to complete, a child to tend to, a deadline to meet. But the woman who makes her prayer her first priority understands that everything else will fall into place when she strengthens her bond with the one who controls all affairs. She knows that the peace she is chasing in the world can only be found on the prayer mat, in those moments of complete surrender and trust. Prayer is not a burden. It is a gift. It is the time when you can lay your worries, your hopes, your fears, and your dreams before the one who already knows them all, the one who has the power to change your condition in an instant. When a woman guards her prayers and gives them their rightful place, she is guarding her own heart. She is protecting herself from despair, from arrogance, from the traps of this world. Prayer softens her character. It reminds her to be kind, to be patient, to be humble. It teaches her discipline, consistency, and resilience. The woman who builds her day around her prayers rather than fitting prayers around her day experiences a different kind of success. Her heart finds contentment even in hardship. She is not shaken by the storms of life because she knows where her strength comes from. And with each prayer, she renews her connection, she resets her focus, and she finds the courage to face whatever comes her way. No matter how busy, how tired, or how overwhelmed she feels, she never allows anything to come before her prayer. Because she knows that everything she is striving for in this world, every goal, every dream, every comfort, is in the hands of her Creator. And to reach it, she must first reach out to Him. Spiritual connection is not limited to the formal act of prayer. It extends to every moment when the heart remembers, when the tongue whispers words of praise or gratitude, when the mind reflects on the signs of the Creator in the world around. A woman who prioritizes this connection lives with purpose. She sees beauty in the ordinary. She sees trials as opportunities to grow closer to her Lord. She does not feel empty because her heart is filled with faith. She does not feel lost because she knows where to turn in every situation. Making prayer and spiritual connection the highest priority transforms the way a woman lives. Her home becomes a place of peace because the light of prayer shines within it. Her interactions with others are filled with sincerity because her heart is connected to truth. Even in moments of sadness or hardship, she does not feel alone because she carries within her the comfort that comes from knowing her Creator is near. She understands that true success is not in the applause of people or the accumulation of wealth, but in being remembered by the one she never forgets in her prayers. Such a woman is strong, not because she has no struggles, but because she knows exactly where to seek help. Every challenge becomes easier to bear when she bows her head in prayer. Every joy becomes sweeter when she raises her hands in gratitude. When you put your prayer first, when you give your spiritual connection its rightful place above all else, you will find that the rest of life falls into place in ways you could not have imagined. This is the power of prayer. This is the blessing of putting your Creator above all. The tongue is a gift, but it can also be a great test. Every word spoken carries weight. A single word can heal or it can harm. A sentence can bring peace to a heart, or it can break it into pieces. That is why the wise woman trains herself to let kindness and silence guard her tongue. She understands that it is not necessary to speak at every opportunity. She knows that sometimes the most powerful and dignified response is silence. A word held back can prevent regret. A moment of reflection before speaking can save relationships, protect hearts, and earn the pleasure of the Creator. When a woman chooses kindness in her speech, she becomes a source of comfort to those around her. Her words uplift, encourage, and bring hope. Even when correcting others, even when faced with rudeness or hurt, she responds with gentleness, because she knows that harshness only increases tension, while kindness softens hearts. The impact of kind words lingers long after they are spoken. A child remembers a mother's gentle guidance. A husband finds peace in his wife's reassuring words. A friend treasures the support offered in a difficult moment. Such words are not forgotten, because they come from a heart that seeks goodness. But kindness does not only show in what is said, it also shows in what is left unsaid. The woman who lets silence guard her tongue understands that not everything needs a response. Not every insult requires a reply. Not every opinion needs to be shared. She values silence because she knows that it is often better than speech. Silence protects from sin. It prevents the tongue from falling into backbiting, gossip, lying, or hurtful remarks. It gives the mind time to think and the heart time to stay calm. A silent moment can be the difference between a situation that escalates into anger and one that ends in peace. There is strength in choosing silence. Some may think that speaking out at every turn shows confidence or power, but the truly strong woman is the one who can control her tongue. She understands that her words are like arrows. Once released, they cannot be taken back. That is why she speaks carefully, with thought and purpose. She weighs her words before they leave her mouth, asking herself, will this bring good? Will this please my Creator? Will this hurt someone's heart? And if the answer is no, she chooses silence instead. Kindness and silence work together to create a woman of dignity. When she speaks, people listen because they know her words are valuable. She does not waste speech on idle talk or useless arguments. She speaks with wisdom, with compassion, and with honesty. Her tongue becomes a means of spreading peace, not of stirring conflict. And because she does not speak without purpose, her words carry more weight. They are trusted, respected, and remembered. Letting kindness and silence guard the tongue also protects the woman herself. It shields her from the regrets that follow hurtful words. It saves her from the guilt of speaking in anger or haste. It brings calm to her own heart because she knows she has not wronged others with her speech. And most importantly, it brings her closer to her Creator, who loves those who guard their tongues and use them for good. In a world that encourages loudness, opinions at every turn, and constant chatter, the woman who chooses kindness and silence stands out. She is not easily drawn into useless debates or harsh arguments. She does not allow the negativity of others to pull her into sin. Instead, she remains firm in her values, showing through her speech or through her silence that her heart is guided by faith. In every interaction, she strives to be a source of peace, and in doing so, she gains not only the respect of those around her, but also the peace and satisfaction that come from knowing she is using the gift of speech in the best way. A woman who carries herself with modesty and dignity walks with honor in every place she goes. Modesty is not simply about what is worn on the outside, it begins within the heart. It reflects in the way she speaks, in the way she looks at others, in the way she behaves even when no one is watching. A modest woman knows that her true worth is not measured by the approval of people or the trends of the world. Her value is far beyond what can be seen with the eye. She protects herself not because she is weak, but because she knows her strength lies in her character, her values, and her faith. When a woman carries herself with dignity, she sends a message without saying a word. She does not need to seek attention or chase praise. Her presence alone commands respect because it is built on humility, self-respect, and a deep awareness that she represents something greater than herself. She knows that her body is a trust given to her by her Creator, and she guards it with care. She dresses in a way that reflects her inner beauty, pure, honorable, and conscious of the boundaries set for her. This modesty brings light to her face and peace to her heart, because she is at ease with who she is. The woman who walks with modesty does not compete with others to be seen. She does not lower herself to gain popularity, to please those who do not value her for who she truly is. She remembers that the approval that matters most is that of the one who created her. This gives her a quiet confidence. She does not need to speak loudly about her achievements or display her blessings in front of others. Her dignity shines through her manners, her speech, and the way she treats people. She is polite but firm, kind not weak, humble but never embarrassed of her beliefs. Modesty in action means lowering the gaze, avoiding situations that bring harm to the soul, and choosing friends and gatherings that remind the heart of what truly matters. It means saying no when the heart knows something is wrong, even if everyone else is saying yes. It means standing firm in faith, even when the world mocks or questions. This dignity is not pride. It is knowing your worth, knowing that you were created for a noble purpose, and refusing to let anyone or anything lower that purpose. In her speech, the modest woman avoids harshness, gossip, and mockery. Her words are gentle, measured, and full of wisdom. She speaks when there is benefit and remains silent when silence is better. Nor she does not waste her voice on matters that do not concern her or on trying to impress others. Her speech reflects a pure heart and her awareness of how precious every word is. In the way she walks, sits, and carries herself, there is grace. She does not seek to draw attention through loudness or display. She moves with calmness and confidence because she knows that true beauty is in being pleasing to her Creator, not in pleasing people who may praise today and criticize tomorrow. She does not need the spotlight because she is content with the light that comes from faith, kindness, and sincerity. Such a woman brings peace wherever she goes. People feel at ease around her because they see in her someone who is honest, someone who can be trusted, someone who will not judge or harm with words or looks. Even without speaking, she teaches others about the strength and beauty of modesty. She inspires without needing to lecture or correct. She shows through her example that dignity and modesty are not barriers but shields that protect and honor the one who wears them. This way of carrying oneself brings blessings not only in this life but in the hereafter. The woman who guards her dignity and modesty gains the love of her Creator. She earns respect in the eyes of the sincere and keeps away the harm of those who have bad intentions. Her life may not always be easy, and she may face tests and challenges, but she remains firm, knowing that what is with the Creator is better and everlasting. In modesty and dignity, she finds her strength, her peace, and her true beauty. A woman's life is filled with many responsibilities, and each day brings its own challenges. Balancing time between personal needs, family duties, and community responsibilities is one of the greatest signs of wisdom and strength. It requires patience, planning, and sincerity. When a woman learns to give each of these areas their rightful place, she not only brings peace to her own heart but also spreads goodness to everyone around her. This balance is not always easy, but it is possible for the one who strives for it with the right intention. She understands that neglecting one part of her life for the sake of another will eventually bring harm. Instead, she seeks to fulfill her duties in a way that pleases her Creator and brings benefit to those in her care. Looking after personal needs is not selfish, it is necessary. A woman who takes care of herself physically, mentally, and spiritually is better able to serve her family and community. She makes time for prayer, for reflection, for learning, and for rest. She knows that if she is exhausted or overwhelmed, she cannot give her best to those who need her. By setting aside moments to recharge, to seek knowledge, and to strengthen her connection with her Creator, she builds the foundation that supports everything else in her life. She does not feel guilty for these moments because she knows they are not wasted. They are essential for her growth and well-being. Family holds a special place in her heart. A woman who balances her time gives attention to her family with love and care. She understands the importance of being present, not just in body, but with her heart and mind. She listens to her spouse with patience, supports her children with kindness, and honors her parents with respect. Even when the demands are great, she tries to maintain gentleness in her words and actions. She sees every small act for her family as an act of worship, whether it is preparing a meal, offering advice, or simply sitting together in peace. Her family feels her care, and this strengthens the bond between them. But her duties do not stop within the walls of her home. A balanced woman knows that she also has a role in her community. She looks for ways to help, whether through volunteering, offering guidance, or supporting those in need. She understands that the community is like an extended family, and its well-being is part of her responsibility. She does not overburden herself to the point of neglecting her family or personal health, but she finds time, even in small ways, to give back. A kind word to a neighbor, a helping hand to a struggling friend, or time spent teaching or supporting a good cause. All these acts bring reward and strengthen the ties that hold the community together. Balancing these responsibilities requires careful planning. The wise woman reflects on her priorities each day and adjusts when needed. She does not waste time on things that bring no benefit. She avoids distractions that steal precious hours, such as idle talk, unnecessary arguments, or endless entertainment. she tries to use her time in a way that earns her Creator's pleasure and brings goodness into her life and the lives of others. She understands that balance does not mean doing everything perfectly. It means trying sincerely, seeking help through prayer, and trusting that effort counts more than perfection. There will be days when things do not go as planned, when the balance seems hard to find. On those days, she is gentle with herself. She remembers that life is a journey and what matters is continuing to strive. She does not compare herself to others or measure her worth by what she sees on the surface. Instead, she focuses on her own path, her own duties, and her own growth. By doing so, she finds peace and purpose. A woman who balances her time well becomes a source of strength for her family, a light in her community, and a person who feels fulfilled within herself. She understands that time is a trust, and by using it wisely, she builds a life of meaning and reward, both in this world and in the hereafter. Every heart is a garden that needs daily care. Just as a garden must be cleared of weeds and given fresh water to grow, the heart needs to be purified and nurtured every single day. A woman who takes time to cleanse her heart from negativity, bad intentions, and harmful emotions is one who walks through life with peace and strength. The heart is where all actions begin. When the heart is pure, the words spoken and deeds performed will be filled with sincerity and goodness. But when the heart is left unattended, it can become heavy with jealousy, hatred, pride, and grudges. That is why daily purification of the heart is so important. It is not a one-time task but a lifelong effort that brings endless rewards. To purify the heart means to look inward with honesty. It means asking yourself each day what thoughts and feelings you are holding inside. Are you carrying envy towards someone because of what they have? Are you feeling anger that you have not let go? Are you looking down on others or thinking too highly of yourself? These feelings may seem small, but if left unchecked, they grow and harden the heart. A woman who wishes to live with true peace and contentment does not ignore these inner struggles. She faces them with courage, seeking to remove them through prayer, reflection, and sincere effort. She asks her Creator to cleanse her heart, to help her forgive, to help her be happy for the success of others, and to help her see her own faults before she points out the faults of others. Seeking to improve is part of purifying the heart. It is not enough to wish for a pure heart, one must work for it every day. Improvement begins with small steps. Choosing to forgive someone who wronged you, speaking gently instead of harshly, holding back when tempted to gossip, or making an effort to think well of others. Each small action strengthens the heart. Each small choice builds character. A woman who seeks to improve does not focus on perfection because she knows that no one is perfect. Instead, she focuses on progress. She looks at where she was yesterday and asks how she can be better today. This sincere striving is beloved by her Creator, who sees her efforts even when no one else does. Purifying the heart daily also means protecting it from what can harm it. A woman who wants to keep her heart clean watches carefully what she allows into it. She guards her eyes from what will plant seeds of desire or discontent. She guards her ears from words that spread hatred, lies, or useless talk. She chooses to surround herself with good company. Those who remind her of her purpose, who encourage her to do good, who lift her spirits rather than fill her heart with bitterness or doubt. By protecting what enters the heart, she makes it easier to keep it pure. Every day brings new challenges, and no one is free from mistakes. A woman who purifies her heart daily does not expect herself to be without faults, but she is quick to seek forgiveness when she slips. She turns to her Creator with humility, admitting her wrongs and asking for help to do better. This brings relief to the heart because holding on to guilt or pride only adds to its burden. A heart that seeks forgiveness often is a heart that remains soft and open to guidance. Purifying the heart and seeking to improve is not only for the benefit of the individual, it affects everyone around her. A woman with a pure heart brings peace to her home. She spreads kindness wherever she goes. She inspires others to reflect on their own hearts and to strive for goodness. Her presence is a reminder that true beauty comes from within, from a heart that is clean, sincere, and always aiming to be better. Such a woman may not be known to the world, but she is known to her Creator, and her efforts will never be wasted. This daily effort to cleanse the heart and seek improvement builds a life filled with purpose and light. It makes every day meaningful, every struggle worthwhile. The woman who purifies her heart daily walks with dignity, sleeps with peace, and wakes with hope, knowing that each new day is another chance to draw closer to her Creator and to become the best version of herself.